Okay. Okay. We're live-ish? We're starting.
All right.
Oh my god. These mosquitoes. They're the worst. I got 8 alive this week.
You got 8 live mosquitoes this week?
Yes. They're all living in my room.
You get rid of those.
Damn.
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
no.
That's just a thing we have now is fucking mosquitoes.
Isn't it as bad in other states? Do you guys know, or is it just
Yes,
us? Okay.
It's actually considerably worse
Okay.
in a lot of other states, like just swampier places.
Oh, yeah.
Louisiana is rough.
Yeah, I
Texas
figured
is
over
rough.
there. Yep.
It's like this, like the cities in Texas. Pretty rough down by the Gulf where it's all muggy.
Why is it so bad this year? Like, I don't remember any like previous year where it's been this bad. Is it because of the insect apocalypse?
No, it's because it's why we have mosquitoes now. It's Mexico's drying out because, climate change. So a specific breed of mosquitoes that is capable of laying their eggs and reproducing without like standing water moved up from Mexico up here to the southern United States.
Wow, that is shitty.
They're also
for
in
us.
like Arizona and Texas and California and everything. They just kind of got pushed up here. Yeah, that's why we got mosquitoes real bad now.
I was gonna say, because like I don't have any standing water around. Like when like
they don't need it. Yeah, it's like new.
Just what the fuck?
Well, not a new strain of mosquito, but just like
new to here.
Yeah, new to here. Yeah.
Wow. All right, cool. Gonna have to bust out more bug spray. Start my day off.
Bug spray.
Yeah.
Just lather myself in it.
I think these mosquitoes are just the worst thing that I've ever seen from climate change. But no, when I was living up in Idaho, mosquitoes were just like that was just a thing in the summer. They just had mosquitoes.
Yeah. Well, with that, hello and welcome, everyone, to the 8-Bit Show. Whee!
This has been your Skeeter Facts for the day.
Yeah.
Your number one Skeeter podcast.
Sorry, I'm just like scratching all over. Ugh, I hate it. Yeah, we got all your Skeeter news, as well as video games, movies, TV shows, nerd stuff. Nerds like mosquitoes, right?
No,
Yeah,
no one
doesn't?
likes mosquitoes.
Let's get rid of them all.
Get rid of all this mosquitoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm for it.
I mean, they
Well, I
say
understand
there
it
would be minimal, like,
Yeah, it would be
impact.
there would not be a big ecological impact for that. They don't.
I'm worried though that there is something that we've overlooked. Because let's face it, we dumb.
I mean, probably.
Dumb as hell.
Probably.
You knew that though.
Yeah.
You did get my press release.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah. Living the
Pretty fun
dream.
week.
How's work been? How's life been? How's your mosquito friends been?
Not too bad actually. As far as mosquitoes, it's like maybe like once a week I get bit by a mosquito. It's not. It hasn't been too bad for me. I haven't had a
good.
particularly bad mosquito experience this year. Although once a week is way more than like it never happens. So
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of it like happening now.
That's fair. Yeah. You want to start us off then, Andrew?
Yeah. I'll fire it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week I did not do too much. But we did finish our. I think we talked about it last week. We finished our Baldur's Gate
Oh yeah.
campaign, and then we immediately started a new Baldur's Gate campaign.
He's
No
right back
regrets.
into it.
Yeah, do it again. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd do it again.
I mean, I'm playing some Baldur's Gate right now, but it's just like fuck around Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And I'm playing with some of the mods because patch 7 with all the mods that are coming out for it, since they put out the dev toolkit, people can just make mods. Or at least people can make mods like super easily.
Yeah. I heard there's something else that happened too, where I don't know if it was exactly a good thing or not, but I think somebody got a hold of some code that helps modders make things even easier.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it's something that I read in passing. I didn't like read the article, but what kind of mods do you got?
Right now I'm just playing with some that don't like nuke my PC because these mods are not optimized at all.
Yeah.
The new campaign that me and TooLittles started, we've got we're doing Savant instruments, which gives you instrument proficiency when you equip an instrument. So
Nice.
play cool songs together without having to like go out of your way to get music instrument proficiency.
Yeah, that's the most important mod, really.
Yeah,
We got to be able to play those instruments.
It's true.
Like nothing
That
better
one is
than standing at the
crucial.
door to the bad guy, the big bad guy, and you're
Rocking
playing
out.
all four of you playing musical
bar
instruments.
dance.
Yeah.
You're playing Queen Queen on the High Seas as loud as you can through the other side of their door, and then you go into stealth mode and you walk through the door. And murder them.
And then play songs between turns in combat as well.
Yeah, you bring it. My last character's favorite thing was to run up into their face and then bust out their instrument and start playing a song. It does absolutely no damage.
Bold though.
Except to their self-esteem.
Bold move.
But that's not really measured in the game. But you can feel, they know.
Oh yeah. It's a hidden stat.
So you mostly just been playing Baldur's Gate. I picked up Space Marine 2, and I haven't played that too much. Played the like the tutorial and the first like level of the campaign. And it's really fucking cool. It's like super fun. It's just like it's also kind of like a high energy game, so I usually don't want to do that like after I get out of work and I'm all tired.
Yeah.
I can get my mind around like CRPGs a lot more. Like Baldur's Gate's a lot more my speed at that point where I just want to relax and do stuff in turn-based. But I'll probably play some Space Marine after the podcast today. Need to go check that out.
Yeah. I know a few of my coworkers picked it up and they're enjoying the crap out of it, so
Yeah, a guy I work with was yesterday was just like talking about it a bunch. He'd been playing it all week, and he was just like, "Hey, brother!" Just kept talking like a space marine. It's funny.
That's good.
But yeah, I mean that's just like Baldur's Gate and a little Space Marine is about all I've done for video games. Then we've been watching. Me and Chris have been watching Chaos. That's like a super cool show. I think we talked about it last week, but we've continued to watch it. And yeah.
Did we talk about it last week?
Maybe. Did we talk about it last week?
I don't think so. Did you? I don't know. Say it again.
I guess we could recap.
Yeah.
So it's like a modernization of Greek mythology.
Oh, yeah.
With Jeff Goldblum.
With Jeff Goldblum as Zeus.
Yeah.
Which has been awesome.
Yeah, a delight, yeah. I also like the guy that they got playing Hades.
I like all of them.
It's not what I
so
expected, but he's doing a really good job with it.
So far, I've been impressed with all of them. I don't really have a negative thing to say about most of the acting.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it's been pretty phenomenal.
That's good. Are they like a lot of new faces?
I would say so. I don't recognize most of these people. I mean, Jeff Goldblum is definitely like the biggest name.
Who's that? I'm kidding. Clearly.
Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, call him by his legal name, please. Thank you.
From those dinosaur movies that keep getting worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to check out that show for sure. That it for you, Andrew?
Yeah, pretty boring.
Very light week.
Boring week for me, yeah.
It's okay. I know the feeling.
I don't even get to play Pathfinder this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, nothing going on. I'm just gonna fuck around on Baldur's Gate.
Fair enough.
Do what we always do. Play Baldur's Gate.
Well then I'll go next since Christian always goes first.
He does always have to go first.
Every time.
Every single time. Yeah. The only thing that I've really done, I've been playing this game. What the hell is it called again? 45?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
It's really interesting. Like it's free on Steam right now, so I highly suggest everybody pick it up because it's free. Why don't you? But it's this little tech building game, and you just go around and you get into gun battles with people, and like every card is a bullet that you put into your revolver, and they have different effects. One of my favorites. What was it? Yeah, so there's like the big bullet. It says, just don't ask me how it fits. It just does. Like the flavor text can be pretty good on these cards. But you got like incendiary bullets. You got poison bullets. They just put out a Discord update yesterday, I think it was. That they got some new stuff coming in for the game. They're gonna it sounds like they're gonna release like a different version, a much fuller version of the game at some point. But they are updating the free version currently, so you'll be able to experience these updates that they're doing, new cards and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Like, there's not much to it. Sorry, go ahead.
Have you played any more Dead Space?
No, I haven't. Unfortunately, I was gonna play earlier this week, but life caught up with me. So I'm sad. Because I really want to play some more of that game. Like, I was having such a blast. Maybe I'll play some of it this weekend. Do a little bit more streaming of it. Maybe tomorrow. But yeah,
we should see if we can get people together to play some golfy. They just had another big update.
I was actually going to talk to you guys about that afterwards. So
oh,
yeah. because that is precisely what I want to do.
You heard.
But yeah. Let's see, movie TV wise, I don't think I've done anything. Oh, okay, so let's get back to Buffy for a second. I was not enjoying this season 3 a lot. I think I've expressed that a few times.
My favorite season, yeah.
Yeah. We just watched the episode where Giles kind of betrays Buffy a bit. By like putting her through that test that the Watchers want her to do, which is a dumb test. It seems extremely dangerous. Just to the community at large, you know? So I'm a little concerned about that. But I actually really enjoyed that episode because I don't know, it's the first time this season where it's felt like people were acting in a fashion that, you know, was appropriate for their character, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause yeah, like I don't know, throughout the rest of the season it's just been like, well, why did they do that? Like they were just saying something completely antithetical to what they're doing. And I get it, like Brienne and Ashley have been like, oh yeah, it's you know, they're dumb teenagers or whatever, but it's all the characters. Like even Giles was doing it, and it just felt very off. It felt like they were just doing a lot of things for the sake of, you know, having certain story plots, which it's detrimental in my opinion. Because I was really enjoying the fucking show. Like I was getting into it, so but it was nice. This episode definitely kind of brought me back into it again, so I hope that it can continue that. I hope it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, the Suits wanted certain things in the TV show, and so this is why this was written this way, but now let's get back to the real fun. We'll see. So otherwise, watched a little bit more of a few episodes of what's that Lord of the Rings show? Rings of Power?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having fun. There's nothing too egregious with the story compared to what's in the stories at large. So I'm cool with everything at this point. It's fun. It's not like the best show in the world for sure.
No, it's kind of a silly show.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying it because it's cool in the fact that it's like, yeah, here is some more stories from this universe, and I'm just glad that they're attempting to do something new and not rehash The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, because there's plenty of media on that. So I hope they hold off on remaking those, especially The Hobbit. If you're gonna do The Hobbit, like, just do it right this time. It's my only request. But yeah, otherwise it's not horrible. So there's that.
Nice. Not horrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the French
so far
of approval.
Yes, so far. We'll see. I'm still early in. I mean, honestly, like the
anything could happen.
It's true. The best part about it is that we still don't know who the wizards are, at least up to the point that I'm at. I don't know if that's been revealed yet. But it's interesting to see what they're going to do, because even though like Tolkien had said which ones had appeared first and whatnot, I think that was all in the letters, which were stuff that he had not decided completely on yet. You know, he kept changing what he was going to do with that. So so it's all up for debate. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see if it ends up making people mad, like apparently the Game of Thrones one.
Oh, that one's the new one.
Well, at least it made Georgie mad. Yeah, the House of Dragons or whatever.
I'll be honest, like I couldn't get through the first season, so
I haven't even given it a shot.
It had like some promise to it, you know, like it was
whatever. I'm already irritated enough that like George R.R. Martin can't seem to finish a book.
Yeah.
Been what, like 11, 12 years now?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the show had some interesting stuff to it, but the writing hasn't been very good. Like after the first few episodes, it's like they did all this setup, and then I don't know. Like after that, they had this really great idea. They just they didn't execute on it. Maybe they started to after a while. I don't know, but I hopped out of there. I was like, see you later. I don't want a part of this. But yeah, that's it for me. TooLittles, would you like to go last for once?
It's about time, really. Yeah, I've done things. I did pick up Space Marine 2 as well. I have not played like even the tutorial yet.
Mm-hmm.
Again, kind of busy with the Baldur's Gate.
That's fair.
I mean, we did beat it, and that was really cool. We got some cool endings out of it. I turned into a Mind Flare. That was a lot of fun.
My character got no ending.
Yeah. And so this time we're doing the cool, like, all martial builds where no magic is allowed except for, like, equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did give ourselves the no magic, no casters allowed.
That's cool.
limitation.
Yeah. So we're all playing different things, and now we got Andrew didn't get a real ending at all last time, but this time he's
Dark Urge,
which is like undoubtedly the main
definitely get an ending.
the main character. So he'll definitely have a lot. He's already had a lot more involvement. I chose to be Asterion, the vampire, and who did Tyler pick? Lizelle?
I
think so.
Yes.
Because he wants to be the monk. Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we have
he is.
then we have Shadowheart.
Doing Monk Lizelle. Because we did allow psionics. The game doesn't count those as magic, so neither do we.
So that's been cool with like the limitation and stuff, but we're still getting through it pretty good. So that's taken up most of the time for newer games. So there's Baldur's Gate 3. Did I mention that already? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we watched Chaos. Some more of that. Which has been really cool. If you like mythology at all, it's really good. They've done a really good job of like retelling the stories. The gods are still like are depicted just as like shittily as they are in like the myths. And everyone's acting has just been great. The guy who plays Prometheus is fantastic. He's like our narrator.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah. And just seeing like everybody they've like cast for certain roles. Like they cast the Furies, the 3 Furies. And they're like all like it's like a little like motorcycle trio. These like 3 like bad bitch motorcycle crew. It's awesome. They're awesome.
Interesting.
But yeah, there became like a big mystery of like what's happening with a group of them. It's been a lot of fun. It's been quite the enjoyable run. It's all out, so I'm sure.
Oh, like the whole
already seen
the whole show?
Yeah, it's a Netflix show, and they just released it all at once.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
It's all out there.
Mm-hmm.
We just are taking our time watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
An episode a day. Which has been fun. Let's see what else is there. Oh, I just bought the physical edition of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
One
of my favorite audiobooks.
That's right.
The physical.
I remember you saying that you were ordering that.
Yeah, they were like Matt Denneman got like, I talked about it last time, I think. He got like published by Penguin Audio.
Yeah.
Or Penguin Publishing, Penguin Books.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put out hard covers, or are putting out hard covers. This is the first one. The next one's out in like the 27th. They're releasing up to where they currently are pretty quickly. Like the next one comes out on the 27th. This one released like a week ago.
How many books are there?
6.
Okay.
So this is the smaller series of like my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would necessarily want. I don't know if I want like a physical set of like the Wandering Inn ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's because those books are so long, and there's 13 of them, 14 of them now.
Yep.
Like the Dungeon Crawl Carl ones, I'm okay with. Plus, they were like, and I don't know how long it's going on, but if you are interested in purchasing it right now on Amazon, they're like 30% off the hardcover versions. So you can pick up the hardcover versions for like $20.
Nice. That's a good price for hardcover.
Yeah. And that is a really good price.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely hopped on that. I really like the cover art. It's really simple.
That's what I'm looking at right now. It's good. I like it.
But it's sharp, like the little Carl and Donut and the like monster mouth graphic looking thing. The like, and that's like the sleeve, right? That's like the hardcover sleeve.
Yeah.
But on the hardcover itself, it has like Carl's like catchphrase. You will not break me. On the cover of it.
Mm-hmm.
Quality made, like, let's go. I haven't bought a physical book in a while. I'm all about that Audible, but
yeah,
this would be one I'd be proud to have in my on a shelf.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're a lot of fun. It's kind of dark, but also funny, and it's like the world gets like auctioned off basically for all of its resources.
Mm-hmm.
And in the span of like seconds, everybody who's like inside of a structure gets like destroyed as the structures get like shrunk down into the smallest it can be.
Like Final Fantasy 7, right? Cave Sith.
I mean, kind of, but like everyone inside also got shrunk down.
Oh, they also get shrunk down.
They didn't really get shrunk. It's not shrinking. Isn't the right way to say it. They get squished, like black holed into the smallest thing they can possibly be.
Okay.
So it's dark. Like in the span of seconds, millions and millions of people, like most of Earth's population, is dead. Anybody who is inside a thing. So if you were in a car, buildings. Like
Yeah,
Carl was in Seattle, and it was like 3:00 in the morning on like in January on like its coldest day of the year, like coldest day.
So everyone's inside.
Everyone's inside except for Carl, who happens to be outside in his underwear and a pair of Crocs and like a leather jacket.
Yeah,
trying to fetch a cat, a Persian show cat.
I like the premise.
That Persian show cat becomes one of the best characters. Princess Donut.
Nice.
But really enjoyable book. So if you haven't, check it out. If you're somebody who just enjoys like physical copies of books and you can't do the Audible or don't like Audible, it's out now, available for you.
Which I mean, I get preferences, but Audible's just so good.
Man, and the Audible for this is done really well. Apparently, they're also putting out new versions of the Audible too.
Oh, really?
That'll be what do they call them? Audio tunnels, where it has like the sound effects and full cast.
Oh, that's the name. That's what they're called. That's cool.
So that could be cool. But the guy who does the narrating on just like the regular ones, which they're not stopping either, all of the rest of the books are going to be put out like that too. But the main guy who does them, Jeff Hayes, I think, is such a good narrator for it. He almost has like a Patrick Warburton voice for Carl, and it works so well. Yeah, I didn't really do much this week, so I spanned that on as long as I could. How did I do?
You did good.
Well, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, proud. That's it. That was my week. Better end it now on a high streak.
Right? Actually, because let's see. Andrew went about 10 minutes. I went about 10 minutes, and you did like almost 15. So you win. Always with the talking.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I do like to take up as much of the time as I can.
Yeah.
Go on.
Onward to the newsword.
Go on, you say.
No. Somebody stop it. Yes, it is.
I've never heard of this news.
It's new.
Oh, new news.
New news.
Fresh in.
You want to start us off?
It? News time. What time is it? News time. That's the new song. Hope you guys liked it.
I super enjoyed it. Encore.
Okay. Come on.
That's brought me great joy.
Let's see. Do you want to start? You want me to start? How would you like to proceed?
However you want. I'm trying to get stuff pulled up currently.
Okay. I will start here with Tony Hawk. Do you guys see this? Do you guys see his little interview?
I saw clips of. I didn't watch the whole interview or anything, but I did see clips of it.
I only watched the part where he was talking about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. It was actually pretty interesting, like just listening to him talk about how it all kind of came to be, which he's touched on before. But hearing him say something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, whenever any of those skating games would come out, how he'd jump on them right away, but they're all crap, except for Skate or Die, which I 100% concur with. I loved the crap out of that game.
Skate or Die was a good game.
Oh man, I will never forget the downhill jam. I don't know what it was. It's
a ridiculous.
It really is.
Game is so ridiculous.
Yeah,
but everything's just trying to kill you. It's like exactly like skateboarding. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's good fun. But yeah, he was asked if there's anything coming up for the 25th anniversary of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and he hinted that he is in talks with and is working on something with Activision. So we might get some a new Pro Skater. Maybe we'll get a new release of.
I would be okay with the Underground, like the Tony Hawk Underground.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be something like that, right?
Because the Underground ones were like, besides the like mainline like first three.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even say the first.
Underground. The Underground was like super fun, like the little like campaign thing.
Yeah,
I remember us having like a lot of fun with that.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, when 3 came out, it felt a little tired. 1 and 2 were amazing. 1 was just like blew you away, right? Like it was just like, holy shit, this is such a cool skating game. And 2 just like expanded on that. But I think by 3, I think I was starting to feel like, okay, there's not much else here. And Underground, I didn't really get into a whole lot, just because I didn't own the game. So, but I remember playing it, and having a lot of fun with it. But so it'd be cool to have something like that come out. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm excited though. Could be some fun stuff.
Yeah. That could be interesting. So Minecraft is doing away with mob votes.
Oh yeah.
And also changing up the way they release their updates. Some people have definitely expressed negative views towards like the vote in itself. Some people like it. Some people have some fun with it and whatever, but lately I have seen the trend leaning more towards people who don't like it.
Yeah.
And so they're doing away with that like little bit of aspect of it, and they're also going to be now releasing just like smaller but more frequent updates instead of like the once a year big update. They'll now be focused on like a couple a year, doing a little bit smaller packages.
Well, I don't know if you I can't remember who put out that video, but there was a video that came out a while ago now. I want to say maybe about a year ago, how it felt like the mob voting was pretty much rigged. And like one of their big pieces of evidence was when the archaeology stuff came out, how there was a mob that was gonna like that had something to help with that, and the other two didn't have anything cool. So like it was almost like they intentionally put out choices that were just lame compared to one that was actually what they wanted. That way everyone would vote for what they wanted because it had something just a little cool.
Well, I've also seen like the opposite side where players are frustrated by having like to choose between
Exactly.
like really fun options,
right?
like especially lately where they had like the copper golem, and with the one with the copper golem, I remember the other. I don't remember what the other two during that time were, but they were all like had really cool little like functionalities to them, so they weren't just decorative things, and like they were all so great. And so of course the one that got chosen was like the cutest one, which I think was the glow squid. I can't remember now.
Yeah,
but
all of them were legit.
All of them were great. Why wouldn't you just like add them all?
Yeah, it I don't know. It feels weird. I'm on the side of getting rid of it and like just do it. Like
just release what you're gonna release.
Yeah, like I don't think there's really a whole lot of bad ideas that you can have for Minecraft. That's kind of the beauty of Minecraft, is that it's such an experimental thing, like on the developer side and the gaming side of it, that it's like, just do it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and then there's the other sense of like, it feels like you're voting to get rid of content. When with those votes, people are just upset because like,
yeah,
it feels like you're voting to what not put in the game.
Yeah, and it feels like they spend time thinking about it and like, you know, at least somewhat coming up with an idea of a design for a character. Like, you're halfway there. You know, like,
yeah,
just finish it. It feels like it's a little bit of wasted time on the things that don't get voted in. So I get it though. I mean, it's fun. It's something fun to do. I do get that.
Well, yeah. I mean, they, you know, lots of people tell how about show like the mob vote generates public engagement.
Yeah,
and you know, adds a little
something,
a little bit there. You got the streamers who like take advantage of that time and talk about each of the things. Like it's adding content to the world too. But,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think in an overall sense, seeing it move to like more than a once a year update probably be for the best for Mojang. Maybe people won't have to wait as long for things to get fixed. But you know, we'll see. I also think that if they can bring down like how much is in an update, you'll have less problems when the update initially releases.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
less can go wrong, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
So yeah.
God, I've seen a lot more on that trailer. Apparently, somebody recreated the entire trailer shot for shot in with like normal Minecraft assets, and everybody loves it. Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen really good animations done by just people in the community. And I'm actually not that upset by the Minecraft. I don't think there was anything there to be all that upset about. It looks like a fine kids movie.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like, the biggest complaint that I've seen is you know, the way the animated sheep looks, right? Because it's like, I don't know, a lot of people compare it to the Sonic reveal, but like the sheeps, they looked dumb the first time you loaded into the game. You just look at them and you're like, what's wrong with this thing? So I feel like that was very intentional on their part. Like, they wanted to capture that feeling in the movie. And I think they did great, honestly, in that regard. And like the whole, like, why do we get so many things where it's, you know, just Jumanji or whatever? It's like, Yeah, and that's been a trope of like media for a long time, like far beyond movies. Like this is just a thing, and I think it's it's an okay fantasy like introduction. Like get transported to a new world, and whatever. I don't know. Is it just Jumanji that like made it so popular recently? I don't, because I do feel like there's been a lot of those movies lately, so maybe people are just tired of it. I don't know, but I'm not that upset by it.
Like I said, it seems like a fine kids movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I didn't expect much from a Minecraft movie, right? Like,
yeah, same.
I thought it was that's a ridiculous premise just right off the start.
Mm-hmm.
Just by the title itself.
Right.
I think if you want like some storytelling in Minecraft, go watch some of like the SMP YouTube people. They put together some pretty
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
like, cohesive little storylines, and they all get to play together, and it's something you get to follow along for multiple seasons. Like, there's Hermitcraft, there's so many others too. Like,
well,
Legacy.
What's the single player thing? Because I never checked that out, but that has like a whole story to it too, right?
Legends?
Is it Legends? I don't know.
They're talking about like the Minecraft game. Like the spin-off game?
No, I can't. I thought it was like, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I never really paid attention to it. So,
because there's a couple of them, but
yeah.
Robert, my roommate who plays a lot, Jolly G on YouTube.
G.
He's played enough of that and loves Minecraft and stuff. He said it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that it was good. So
there's like a lot of like little bit of lore there and stuff.
Yeah,
but like Minecraft's never had like a whole lot of lore in general. So like, what are you gonna make a movie on? Yeah. I feel like the game is made to make up your own stuff. That's the point.
With that, let's see. Next up here, I got Sony increasing the price of the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. Did you guys see this? So yeah, across the board, the controllers are $5 more expensive, which I think is it's a weird price increase. I guess it's I don't know. It just seems weird that these components would be getting more expensive. But I mean, I guess everything is more expensive these days. So welcome to the party, pal.
Get your own thing.
But yeah, the thing is too is that they obviously, when it comes to price increases, they're not going to bring like a lot of fanfare to it. But it seems like they tried to sneak it under everybody's nose with all the news going around this week concerning Sony. So yeah, now they're $5 more, which I don't know. For me, controllers are already pretty expensive, and the only ones that I could really justify buying at that price point were the Wii Remote. Because it's like, okay, this is like experimental technology. Like it's something new that you're trying. It's not what's inside.
Controllers are going ridiculous though.
They really are. Which is why it's like getting
do yourself a favor and go get yourself an 8BitDo Ultimate controller.
Exactly.
And call it good.
I mean, they're still expensive too, but they're not
They're not that bad.
They're not as expensive, and you can also find them on deals.
For
So
one new.
yeah,
and that's if you want one new. And there's even cheaper ones if you don't care about too many of the bells and whistles, like depending on what you're using it for.
Right.
I think I got mine. Mine's one of the Super Nintendo ones. The ones that look like a Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
With joysticks. Which has been awesome. I've had it for a while, and I got mine for like $30.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Although it's about time for a new one for me. My joysticks are
getting a little worn.
Let's see, the right one's like, I want to say non-existent. Like it doesn't even have like texture pad anymore. Like,
oh no,
it's just starting to wear off on the edges. So like the circle pad is getting smaller and smaller. It's not even a circle anymore.
This oval pad.
Yeah. I can start seeing like the print from the other side. Like at any moment, it's gonna just start like falling apart. So it might be time for you to get a new one. It's
disintegrating on you. Yep.
That's not like a bad quality thing. It's just I play a lot.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But the buttons and everything still work great. Like I haven't had any problem with like button stickage or drift, controller drift at all.
That's good.
Even though the controllers are dying, or the joysticks are like, being disintegrated, they still work. They don't drift.
Yeah, no. 8-bit does legit, so.
Yeah. Apparently, my friend, he was in the market for a new gaming controller, and he sent me a message on Discord. He's like, "Hey, I know you keep up with these sorts of things. Do you have any recommendations?"
You're like, "Oh, do I ever?"
Yeah, that was like almost my exact sentiment. It's like, yes, I do. And apparently, he sent that email he sent that like Discord message to like another person who's another big gaming friend of his, and we both said like the exact same thing. You cannot go wrong on price point when it comes to these guys.
Well, yeah, once you get them in your hands, literally and figuratively, you just know that you made a good decision. When you start playing with one of them, you're just like, oh, this is a great controller. Like it feels comfy, and I like the features that like even the most expensive one, because this is one of the, I forget what it's called, like the Pro whatever. It's like fully fucking featured. Like there's still shit about it that I don't even know that it does, you know?
I mean, mine, which is way older gen, still connects to like everything. There's like a little, the little like card on the back, the little printed card on the back shows what you can connect with and the commands to connect to it. That little thing connects to the Switch. Mine connects to my phone.
Yeah.
I can use it on my phone. I haven't, but I could. I have connected it to my phone to see if that works. And it does.
Yeah.
I don't know why we got, I guess, controllers.
Yeah. The bottom line is the Sony controller is now definitely overpriced. Go get an 8-bit dough.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the news.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sony, this is a good little lead in. The former Sony prez says the thousands laid off devs can just go to the beach for a year.
Yeah.
And you can't blame greedy executives. And just to, get over it.
I didn't think about going to the beach for a year.
Yeah, apparently it's that easy.
Huh.
Just be.
The
full quote from that segment was, "Find a cheap place to live and go to the beach for a year," according to Chris Deering, former Europe president of Sony.
Like a wordy way to tell me to go fuck myself.
Right. I don't even know how to respond. Like, okay, I didn't read the article. Does he just think that like the severance package is just for them to hang out? If they even get that, is that what he thinks? Like they like people just sit on it, going like, yeah, I'm gonna have the time of my life. Like,
well, he doesn't just stop there. He says go drive for Uber or whatever.
Oh yeah, because apparently he's never read the news about how people are doing wonderfully by driving for Uber.
Yeah.
Makes so much money.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's going so great for them.
Jesus.
Well,
They're
I guess his
famous
point,
for having a bunch of money all the
his
time.
more his point was like, he's like, what, chill out, do what you can for a little bit because those jobs will open back up. Like,
Yeah, but that's the problem is that
back around. But it's like, yeah, that's part of the issue is you keep like all these companies like they like expand their staff while they're trying to like complete a game in a rushed ass fashion, overworking everybody. And
it's still less jobs for the amount of like unemployed devs that are out there.
And then they still got to worry about when that game goes out. As soon as that game goes out, how far along before they're just canned and back out on doing the same thing? Like that's not a sustainable thing,
right? Yeah.
And how much do you think we get paid, that anybody gets paid to be able to go hang out on a beach for a year? Followed with the statement of a cheap place to live and go to the beach for a year.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no cheap places next to the beach.
Definitely not that. It's so out of touch. Jesus Christ, yeah.
We'll go find a fetid lake to live near, I guess. As close as people can get.
I don't understand why you just don't go take a dip in your pool of money. That's how I relax on the weekend.
That's how I enjoy the weekend. Yeah. Oh, was that too condescending for you? Whatever do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. It's one of these things where
just
it's
go
like,
fuck yourself.
It's
like,
well, I understand that. What the thing is that they think that they're being helpful or whatever, like because they're like, oh, maybe people don't realize like what you need to do in life, but they're so out of touch with what is reality. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Reminds me of a scene on like, I think it's Community. They go to like a movie set. It's actually Nathan Fillion in this role. So this is Nathan Fillion, who plays like a cop on TV. So when the actual cops come to investigate a crime, he kind of thinks he's one of them, and he like grills one of his coworkers. And he's like, "How much do you make a year?" She's like 30,000. He's like, and he says like. She says like 30, and he goes, 30 million. How? She's like, no, like 30,000. And he makes his face like, like what? Eek.
Right.
You only make that much money? Come on, these people are out of touch like fuck.
Yep, it's true. It's true. Yeah, so with that,
and Sony, more on Sony, the PS5 Pro got announced.
You want to talk about that now? You want to go? I think that's the big news of the week, right?
Oh, I guess. I was going to leave the really depressing stuff for last, like always.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, still that.
Okay, great.
Okay, great.
Well, I do have one more other one. I guess that's not as depressing, although it is still job loss in a sense. The entire staff of Annapurna Interactive, the video game publishing division, resigned this month following a dispute with Megan Ellison,
yeah,
owner. Megan Ellison, who's a daughter of a billionaire. Larry Ellison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Following a negotiation that apparently fell apart, where the Annapurna Interactive president, Nathan Gary, and his team were negotiating to spin off the video game division as an independent entity. Yeah, that fell through with Megan.
Yeah, she just left negotiations, right? Like she was just like, I'm dipping. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I mean, no details.
Yeah, she just backed out of any of that.
Yeah.
And just stopped. So Gary resigned, as well as the rest of the staff.
Yeah. Which
I
think that has a lot to say for Nathan Gary if his whole staff was just like, oh, you're out, well, we'll go with you. Like that's
I think it was the whole thing, right? Like that's
he
wasn't just fighting for like himself to be
exactly
like an independent entity, right? He's fighting for him and his group to be able to do what they want to be able to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just walked out.
Now, I don't think it was in Schreier's article, but I think I remember reading, and maybe it was in his article too, but I thought that I remembered reading that not too long ago that they were consolidating all of their departments. So like the movies and the games and maybe even their music division were all going to become one entity, and that's what spawned these talks, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you read about that at all.
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, I think again, don't quote me. I might be talking out of my ass here, but I'm pretty sure that's what spawned the whole thing. Because like to be kind of grouped together, like all these different media divisions to be combined into one, like that sounds horribly stupid. And it sounded like people were going to probably lose their jobs too anyways. So what they were trying to accomplish here, I think, I mean, for the sort of games, like, don't get me wrong, not every single one of their games was like a blockbuster or anything, but they had some cool ideas going for themselves, and to just stifle that, I'm glad that they were trying to go out on their own.
Yeah, I mean, so like with light of this, it has led to like a question on like the existing games that are supposed to be coming out, and a lot of the stuff that they've had, because they have in the works.
Well, I can't remember seeing, they had some big game coming up, right?
There's a couple,
some contract,
but there was a couple of games coming out that I can't think of any names of any of the games. Nor does this article. But they were going to be bringing critically acclaimed Control and Alan Wake franchises to film and TV.
Oh, okay.
In a partnership with a Finnish, with the Finnish gaming company Remedy. And Annapurna has helped, like the video game division has developed a reputation for publishing critically acclaimed titles made by small teams.
Yeah.
They've racked up awards. They've released games as Outer Wilds, Stray, and Cocoon. So those are pretty big games, but that's all been kind of thrown on the table of what's going to end.
Yeah. Well, what I had read was so Blade Runner 2033 Labyrinth and Silent Hill Townfall were supposed to be developed by them.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
yeah, those are obviously, bigger contracts that they won. It's interesting to see, because I think Annapurna put out a statement saying that development is going to continue. They're going to
Yeah. So yeah,
try to
on
pull
that,
them, right?
Megan Ellison, did state in a statement to Jason from Bloomberg, our top priority is continuing to support our developer and publishing partners during this transition.
Mm-hmm.
We're committed not only to our existing slate of games, but also expanding our presence in the interactive space as we continue to look for opportunities to take a more integrated approach to linear and interactive storytelling across film, TV, gaming, and theater.
Well,
that was her.
I hope that, I mean, I'm sure the way that the contracts are written, that like whatever they have currently going on is going to be completed if they can manage to complete it. Like, you know, the other side of the partnership isn't going to pull out and suffer whatever contract breaking requirement that is needed there. But I hope that from other developers and other IP holders that it maybe has them think twice about going with them, because obviously they're not willing to listen to their developers, listen to their staff.
It seems too they kind of had some of this already ready, or at least they expected a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Last month they brought back a original co-founder to Annapurna, Hector Sanchez, who is now the new president, who has told the developers that the company will honor its existing contracts, replace staff who have left. So the fact that they had brought this guy back like a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
kind of know, like that's during the times of that talk.
Yeah.
It's like they knew that at least
No, this was their failsafe.
Gary was out the door.
Yeah. They knew they weren't going to listen. They knew something bad was going to happen.
Yeah.
I doubt they expected it to be this bad, though, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought I don't think they thought the whole staff would leave.
Because, I mean, how are they... replacing all of those people, getting them up to speed on where they are on development, on whatever, that's a lot of lost money. Like, any way you cut it.
Gary, as for Gary, Nathan Gary, the former president, it says all 25 members of Annapurna Interactive team collectively resigned. Gary in the group joint statement, this was one of the hardest decisions we ever had to make, and we did not take this action lightly.
I'm just waiting for them to announce the studio that they're creating with one another.
I know. I was excited to that.
Right? Because, I mean...
you have a group of 25 people...
Yeah. Like, that has to be...
when they can come together and do something. And as for Gary, I mean, that's part of what he was standing for was, you know,
mm-hmm.
not just him, but his team. So as long as he's got people behind him, if they can get the support or investment needed, they could be off to some good things.
Right.
So good luck to them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let's see. So I found something interesting.
No way.
Yeah. So apparently, some music artist was offered $7,500 to put their song into GTA 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know who, or is this a mysterious artist?
No, we do. Let's see. I can't remember because I don't know who this is. Martin Ware, one of the founding members of the British synth pop group Heaven 17, they released a hit single, Temptation, in 1983, which peaked at number 2 in the UK Billboard charts and featured the vocals of singer Carol Kenyon. So that song is what Rockstar Games wanted to be in GTA 6 and offered, according to Martin, $7,500 for a buyout of any future royalties from the game. So only $7,500 for a game that, if you look at the previous one, made $8.6 billion. It's 7,000 is nothing for a buyout of lifetime royalties. Now, granted, again, I don't know this song. I even like went to go look up the song just to see, like, okay, maybe I don't know the name of it, but I've heard it, right? I've never heard the song in my life. So it's one of those things where it's like
there's a couple things, like, just off of like the tweets that I'm reading here, from Martin Ware, because he never really goes into any details besides that of any buyout for any future royalties from the game, which is he just talking like the amount that he would make for like the game itself? So because like it doesn't sound to me like they're asking for like complete royalties to the song.
No, they're not.
But like that's a flat rate for royalties from the game.
Yeah, it's still laughable because that is.
I guess, but you're talking about one song on like a GTA radio. That might. It doesn't, like, between all the songs that they usually have. I guess between how much money they made, I guess you can argue that that's a pretty low sum, but also. For a song made back in the 80s, I don't think that's like outside of the norm of what's offered for like movies and stuff.
It is extremely out of the norm.
Is it?
By like hundreds of percent. Like, even if you were to be gracious to Rockstar to say, okay, it is an older song, it's something that people don't know, like the royalties. If you were to say that, you know, you get a certain amount of money for each time the song is played, and discount that rate from what the norm is, it's still way below. If you're going off of what GTA 5 did, the amount of money that they made versus what was paid out to artists.
Okay,
It's one of those things where you don't know.
I'll see to your point a little bit. Just looking into Google here, the average cost to put like a song and a movie from like major studio firms and to charge to music publishers or pay to music publishers is between 15,000 and 60,000.
Yeah, I think
and the majority ranging from 20 to 45.
The going rate is something like 10 cents. It's not very much. It's like 10 cents per play, right? This would be like percentages of pennies per play is what he's being offered.
This is from the CAP.
Yeah.
But this is for like buying a song for a movie, like straight out. Those usually don't come with like too many like outside rights.
No, but like,
you're right. It is like half of the price, even on the cheapest scale.
Yeah.
Of like putting a song.
Usually,
and you can imagine that cheapest scale being those low budget songs like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That
right.
Type of song, right? Like the 15,000 is a more appropriate number. So yeah, I'll agree that I was wrong.
Usually you're given less money than, you know, if you're given a one-time payout like that, it's usually less money than what you would make overall if you were to do royalties. But it's still something comparable where you're going to say, okay, I'm at least getting all of this money up front, right? Like that's the trade-off. I
would say it would have been fair to at least double that.
Yeah, at least.
That 7,500, and that would put you at least within range of like your average in the market.
Yeah, for me,
so it is pretty low balling, especially when it comes to Rockstar, who definitely has the money,
right? And I mean, this game is gonna make money, like the
hand
hype
over
for
fist.
It. Yeah, like
every Grand Theft Auto does. Every Grand Theft Auto has been like a video game turning moment when it comes to sales. Every single one of them.
So yeah, for me, for it to be under 10,000 It does feel like kind of like a kick in the balls. Like I would be offended, honestly.
I'd say that price needs to be at least double. I was just more questioning because there were some really vague
it is vague
notions here
and
in Marty Ware's complaint, and it's very clear that he's in a very angry moment of this.
Exactly, yeah.
Which, you know, fair point. I'm not trying to say anything bad about him, but yeah, especially when I hadn't heard the song, I was like, okay, how much is this really?
Right. No,
I'm looking at the average costs.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, I don't know what the prices of these are. Like, I'll look into it. Like, it does seem a little low. 7,000 isn't a lot. Like, it. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool for me.
It seems like a little low, but
yeah. So, like, yeah, I went and looked into it, listened to the song. I was like, yeah, I have no idea what this is. And then I started looking up prices, and I was like, oh, okay, I get why he's upset. This is lowballing, like, by quite a bit. So. It's definitely one of those things where it seems like it comes off as like, oh, you're not making money off of, your rich life or whatever, like go fuck yourself. But I think like just what the going rate is for these things, it does feel unfair.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, shall we get into the PlayStation 5?
Well, I got one more, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We can close off on the PS5 stuff.
Yeah.
There was an open letter to Ubisoft board from a minor Ubisoft or minority Ubisoft investor. Outlining their deep dissatisfaction for the current performance and strategic direction of the company, calling out specifically management and the Guillermo brothers and Tencent.
Of those people.
Yeah, the Guillermo brothers are like owners. This is like a family thing.
Yeah.
It's been around for a while. And I'm sure people have heard me show my disgust for Yves Guillermo.
Really? When?
Pretty much any time I talk about Ubisoft.
Yeah. True.
Who, ignored sexual assault allegations and stuff in his own company. Yeah, that guy. But anyways, the investment company, AJ Investments and Partners, is where the letter is coming from. And it states, it points out the lowered revenue outlook from second quarter of last year to the about 40%, a little over 40% since last year. Drop in, revenue.
Which personally good.
Yeah, Ubisoft needs to stop making terrible games. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
They want to see Ubisoft take private or allowed to sell to strategic investors. Part of that is selling off some of their other non-essential studios, the ones that aren't handling their big money makers.
Yeah.
Where a lot of layoffs could happen. Of course, this person, again, this is an investment group, so they don't care about that.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. They want to see these things so it can get new air into Ubisoft's video games. They're using a French minority law to collect enough shareholders to start a proxy fight to initiate sales process. But mostly they're asking, like, a lot of it seems to be going towards like the management. As they state, we cannot understand the decision-making process of current management that is focused on releasing multiple average games per year that are harming Ubisoft's reputation amongst the gamers community, instead of focusing on providing hit games with its exceptional franchise portfolio. So yeah, there's too much of a focus. Management focuses on pleasing investors by beating quarterly results and not focused on long-term strategy to provide exceptional experience for gamers. So yeah, they're complaining about the same things that gamers are, which is these games aren't good. They're so average and mediocre that
right. And for such a big name like Ubisoft, for it to be nothing but garbage that comes out game after game after game, like at least bring out something that, okay, it might be garbage, but at least sells well. Like
they do point to a number of things for this, because this isn't just coming off of Star Wars Outlaws, which was given a Metacritic rating of about 76%.
Yeah, which
at the time of the writing of the article, which the investment companies did state that is good in their view. A 7 out of 10 is, I mean, quite good.
It should be at least okay, but that's not the way that the gaming industry is right now. Like 5 a 5 is horrible. A 7 is not acceptable.
So it points to that, like, Outlaws isn't like the reason. The 7 out of 10 isn't the reason for this.
Yeah, it
comes off of the lackluster response and release of Skull and Bones. The Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, which did okay, but not really impressing anyone.
Yeah,
over what the IP should be able to bring. Rainbow Siege being the only one to maintain any bit of money, but even that has come to like not a great response in the last couple of years. You know, and they have other IPs that they can definitely use. Rayman, Splinter Cell, the For Honor games.
Yeah, they're just tanking all of their IP. And like here's the thing, like, yeah, this is like, if you read that letter, this is about making money. Bottom line. Well, but they're not wrong. A letter from investment. Like
that is the thing. Like, this letter does sort of read kind of like just two stuck up people fighting over more money.
Yeah. It definitely does.
But it's not to take away from AJ Investments.
Yeah, they have like a point.
Points.
Yeah.
Like, they're right. The Guillermo brothers and Tencent have not led that company in a way that's brought success in any sort of way.
Yeah, no.
So this is just a letter. It's not stating that anything for sure will happen. But with any luck, hopefully not too many of the devs lose their job. And hopefully all of the management loses their jobs. And we can see Yves Guillemot finally leave the video game industry, which is right and proper. Just fuck off, Yves Guillemot.
Right. Agreed. Yeah, we'll see.
PS5?
We'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, PS5
Pro. If you want to be a pro PS5er.
Yeah.
Not for that. Not at that price point. I'll stick with that. I'll stick with amateur PS5, and I think.
Well, here's Fair enough. Thing. You're not going to be able to find the regular one still. But you know what they will have? All the other ones.
The ones that no one wants to buy because it's costs too much money.
That's the ones. Those are the ones.
Yep, that's it.
You know, you've heard. Okay.
First off, like, can we start with this? This was supposed to be like a technical presentation, and it was the least technical presentation that I've ever seen.
No, I think they meant to say it's technically a presentation.
Oh. That's fair. It all actually makes sense now. Thank you for that, Andrew. You need to work for Sony, I think is what we've learned today.
Yeah, we go be Sony's spin doctor.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you're good at it.
Right.
And you're better than the ones that I've heard lately. So
Yeah, Sony, if you're listening,
low bar though.
send me
I
an
will.
offer.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I am a little conflicted with this. I have seen a few videos where I've seen some tech YouTubers who built some $700 gaming PCs, and they honestly had a hard time doing it. So the price point I don't think is horrible for what we think we're getting in it. But I think the return on the investment compared to, if first off, if you already have a PS5, this isn't going to be like a technical leap and bound. I don't think it's worth it if you have a PS5 currently. Definitely not worth it. It's questionable if you don't. Because again, like, I think at this price point, if you spend just a little bit more money, you can have a much better system. That's the real issue that I think is coming up here. On the other hand, if you're just buying a PC at this price point, you are going to get much less. Unless you're building it yourself, a computer yourself, you're not going to get these sort of specs on a computer at this price point. That all being said, it's still not really that worth it though. It's in a really weird position. And I think a lot of that has to do with the ray tracing and AI upscaling. Like, first off, the AI powered upscaling, that can actually be super helpful for bringing frame rates, like they said is their goal, to bring it to like 60 frames per second across the board. But even that's kind of low in this day.
Yeah, and it's not, the other part too is that it's not even all games that are gonna like reach that level.
Yeah, exactly.
There's certain games that are go ahead and like backlogging themselves with like they're ready to have the PS5 Pro version or update, so it looks a little bit better, but the list is not very big. I was trying to find it, but I can't.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but when he was specifically talking about The Last of Us, Cerny was very careful to not say that it was at 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can definitely tell it's a better frame rate than the PS5, but the PS5 Pro isn't necessarily hitting that full 60 FPS. Although I have seen or heard from some developers, I can't remember where I saw this from. Somebody was saying they had talked to a developer who had seen that some games can run at 8K. I think it's 30 FPS. And I don't know who would want to do that. But I guess the option's there. But I think it might be good for, you know, smaller, less resource heavy games. To hit that 60 FPS, or if they can get it to hit 120. I mean, I don't know what TVs are doing 120, because I think like most TVs that have game mode lock it to 60.
Well, it's also not coming with the disc drive, right?
Oh yeah, there's no disc drive and there's no stand.
Yeah, right. So like
it's $30 for the stand and then $80, right, for the disc drive?
Yeah. Which is the same one they already sell for the PS5 Slim.
Yeah, there's nothing special, which apparently if you go try looking for the disc drive right now because you're going to prep for getting the PS5 Pro, you're going to have a hard time finding the disc drive. They're apparently sold out at a lot of retailers.
Yeah, I was looking into that. There not a lot of them out there.
No. So yeah, I mean, like,
it really doesn't seem like enough to like warrant buying a new one.
No.
But if you don't have one and it's the easiest one to find, like,
well, here's the thing, and I think this was
also just spend like a couple $100 more and get yourself a good PC.
yeah. Well, okay. So I think it was Linus Tech Tips who was talking about this. What this really is that if you want to play GTA 6, this is the way that you're gonna want to do it. This is gonna be your best experience because it's not coming out for the PC initially, anyways. It's going to be released on console first, and the PS5 Pro is going to be the most powerful system that you can play it on when it releases. Unless Microsoft comes out with some crazy news in the next few weeks. That's probably how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So for somebody who really wants to have the best GTA 6 experience, I mean, I don't think it makes sense, but it might make sense to some of those people. I'm saying I wouldn't do it, but I can see that some people would. What it feels like is that this is like Sony has taken a page out of Apple's playbook, right?
Yeah.
Sony feels like,
well, let's hope they don't go
Apple.
full on and there's an update for the regular PS5 that bricks it entirely.
Right? No, it's for battery life. What? It doesn't have a battery.
Now it does.
Give them any ideas.
This update
Sorry.
comes with a battery.
The update comes with the battery. Yeah, you just download more battery. It's fine.
Download more battery to it.
You wouldn't download a battery.
You wouldn't download a car. What if I could, motherfucker?
That's fucking
right
true,
away.
right? Yeah, 100%.
Where can I exactly? What site can I get that?
Yeah. Playing Borderlands 2, Catch a Ride? That sounds like a great idea.
I went to Carfax. They don't fax you cars at all.
Nice. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Just I think the lack of disk drive is probably going to be what kills this. Like, because not only is it $700, which is a lot of money, but if I want the disk drive, I have to spend $80 more.
Yeah.
Not to mention, with the size of video games, I'm going to need that M2 hard drive,
Well,
which is like another $100.
It comes with a terabyte? Is it a terabyte, right?
Yeah. But when you have games that take up like
500
gigabytes,
yeah, right?
Okay, you gave me a terabyte, but it's still only one game taking up half of that.
Right, yeah. Which will probably
so you'll need
GTA.
another. You'll need the other M2 drive, which that's like another $100
at least.
If you want another controller, we were just talking about that. We're looking at another $100.
Mm-hmm. Right. All said and said, you might as well buy a PC.
We might as well just get the PC.
Yeah. Seriously.
Not to mention, you're not going to be able to find any good deals on any of the games. And it's not like they got anything like Game Pass where you can just have like a good amount of games for like a monthly cost.
Well, I mean, because let's see, the PS4 sold pretty dang well. PS5, yeah. I mean, it's not like the PS5 hasn't sold, but the numbers PS5, compared to the PS4, they're pretty bad. It's like half the amount, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, they also had that big like shortage issue.
Yeah. Well, let's also remember too,
and shipping issue.
When PS5 came out, there were no fucking games for it.
Yeah,
like they were all PS4 games.
They were all PS4 games.
Yeah,
redone PS4 games.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
it just
didn't seem. It seems like they are almost repeating the same mistakes they did with the PS3.
Right. Yeah.
Where mm-hmm. like the PS3 was ridiculously expensive and didn't offer enough. Like the best thing you could say for the PS3, and after its first price drop, was that it was now a fairly affordable Blu-ray drive.
Yeah. And this one lacks that.
And this one totally gets rid of that. So
Yeah.
okay, just buy yourself a PC.
Yeah, like
PC Master Race. Blah!
it's already has PC hardware in it, like pretty much. Like they're custom chips. Yeah. But like
and architecture. Like,
I mean, the only thing is that
I understand people's. I do understand people's appreciation for consoles. And just plug it in and I play.
That's true.
Nothing else to worry about. We're PCs. That,
yeah, it is easier
because it does open up a lot.
Right. I mean, there is nothing more frustrating than sitting down wanting to play a game that you just bought and then having to tinker with it for half an hour just to start the game.
Yeah,
it does happen, unfortunately.
It can happen, yeah. So I get it on the console side of like liking consoles, and I think your average gamer would be fine with console, but this is an expensive console. It
is. I'm really interested to see if it's going to sell. Though.
If you're into console, I would say just go with an Xbox.
Because what's it called? The screen, the little standalone screen.
I don't remember what they called it.
Do you remember, Andrew, what it's called?
For the standalone screen for the PlayStation?
Yeah. The little controller screen that came out last year. Was it last year? I think it was last year.
Oh yeah, that goes on the controller. I do not remember what that's called.
Yeah. That thing, it's sold really well, despite it being like $300 for just a little screen. Like,
well, people like their handheld and being able to take stuff anywhere. I mean, that the Switch sold as well as it did,
right? And
the DS sold as well as it did. That thing printed money for a reason, because you could take it anywhere.
But here's that's the difference between Nintendo stuff and what Sony released. You can't take what Sony released anywhere. You have to be in the same goddamn house. Like it. So like I don't completely understand. I get it. For in some use cases it's actually really good. Like honestly, if you have a family and you have kids or even your significant other who's watching something and you want to be in the same room but still play your game next to them, then it's a great alternative. You can pull up your game handheld and like I get that. I get that use case. And maybe that's why it sold so well, because there's a lot of people that do have that use case. But it does seem really expensive to just be able to enable it for that one really particular thing. So I'm wondering if this is actually going to sell decently well. I'm not saying it's going to like sell out or anything. $700 is a lot of money for a console. But I'm not going to be surprised if it does okay.
Yeah, I mean, people like their consoles and stuff. It'll probably do fine. I don't think it's going to break any record numbers or anything, but it'll probably do all right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just it's weird too with them, with all the argument that they had with being able to keep your drive, and now it has waned away and they released a console that does not come with an alternative.
Yeah.
But
we'll see we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah. Go Sony.
Yeah, they kind of got trashed today, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
we trashed their controller price. We trashed their former president.
we trashed their new console.
And we trashed their new console. You're done, Sony. Cooked. Yeah.
Still making pretty good like in-house exclusive games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ragnarok comes out here in like 5 days. So at least on PC.
Yeah.
For all the shit I talked about Sony, I will be ignoring every last bit of that and purchasing God of War Ragnarok. As I've been like patiently waiting that, have even avoided like huge spoiler stuff for the story, which I have done very well. So excited to play Ragnarok.
Yeah. I don't know if Rian ever finished the previous one. Gonna have to tell her to get on that.
Finished the story, but I didn't do all of the like in-game stuff.
There's a lot, and those Valkyries.
I didn't do all the Valkyrie fights. Didn't finish that stuff because they are fucking hard.
Oh shit! You know the other thing we didn't talk about?
Yeah.
Steam family sharing.
Oh yeah. Me and Chris were just talking about that this morning too.
Yeah,
came out.
Yeah, really excited about that.
Have you guys set that up?
We haven't set it up yet, but I mean, we kind of talked about this before on a previous podcast, so go listen to our older stuff.
Yeah.
But it did finally get out of beta.
Yeah.
It is fully available now.
Yeah, the cool thing about this is being able to play from other people's libraries, even if they're currently using it. Like, you can't play the same game unless you have multiple copies of it. Which it sounds like the way that it'll work is even if, like, 2 people had originally purchased, you know, one game, let's say Borderlands 2, right? Then if you have a third person in your family and they can still play Borderlands 2 along with one of the other original people. Like you literally just use the license for it.
Yeah.
So I think that's
still only
pretty
limited
cool.
to 2 there, but
yeah. But you get the 2 for anybody in the family.
Yeah, anybody else who's in there. It's definitely better than like their previous stuff. Do be aware, as one of its biggest stipulations, which could end up like messing up your account as far as sharing goes, is like follow the rules. If you kick somebody out of your group, know that you and that other group aren't going to be able to add someone or get added to any other list for like a year. So it'll lock you down from being able to share if you, for whatever reason, leave one group.
Yeah. And the way that I took
so don't make those decisions lightly. Like who you add to your family and who you take away, make sure it's like agreed upon and whatever. Try and keep it.
Yeah, exactly. They have to limit it in some ways because otherwise it would be a free-for-all. Like, honestly, let's face it. Yeah,
and there's also like a limit on like region. If they're registered in a different region, it will not work.
Yeah.
But they haven't limited it to like within the same household, like Netflix.
Right.
I would still have Netflix because I was like, for a while, the only reason I was paying for it was because of my mom. I mean, I just share with my family. We live in different states. I mean, it's still my like immediate family. Why?
Right.
It's dumb. And then all like the college kids and stuff. Screw you, Netflix. Stop taking my money. That's why I stopped watching.
Stop taking my money. Yep.
And now I download their shows. Now I pirate their stuff because they stole my money.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, they're all those streaming services are a scam at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah, except for Stutter.
Like insurance.
Shutter.
I've never looked at
the
Shudder,
horror one.
Yeah. But yeah,
I think that's it, really.
Yeah, that's it. Microsoft, want to talk about that?
What about Microsoft?
They announced 650.
Oh, right.
Mr. Spencer.
Yeah, Phil Spencer laying off 650 more people.
Now, granted, he said that it's not going to be majority developers. It sounds like it's going to be more administrative side sort of stuff that's of people who are going to be laid off, so it won't be as bad for developers. It's still shitty, don't get me wrong, but he did say that it is pretty much a consequence of buying Activision. So
yeah, well, yeah, of course it is.
So yeah,
they have the money to buy it, but they don't have the money to keep the fucking staff around.
Right.
Then they spent how much buying it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the biggest gaming deal in history.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
all right.
There's your shitty news stand on.
Nice. Thanks for coming up there. I was
as a tradition.
Yeah. Well, once I started talking about Steam family sharing and how great it was, I knew what I had to do. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you guys. And
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, catch us
show
here
today.
Was a good show. Catch us every week, every Saturday morning, like your cartoons. We will be here to talk about games and news and nerdy things. And then yeah, we got other stuff going on this week where we'll definitely get at least a stream. Golfy, most likely. Core Keeper, probably too. I played some Core Keeper, guys. I've done some work.
Oh, good.
We saw.
You guys saw?
Time you guys streamed.
Yeah. Good stuff. But
I'm
yeah.
gonna go ruin it all.
No! All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks again. We love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.